Well, this is a little walkthrough of the Canvas site that we'll be using this semester for English 1 or English 7A, not 1A. So here's the home page for the site. You can see I'm still building this. This is a few weeks before the course, so I'm tweaking things and finalizing everything. That's why it's unpublished. But this is basically what it will look like. Let me go to the student view so I can show you something that will more closely approximate what you see. Right, and of course I'm using a laptop. It's going to look a little bit different on your mobile devices if you're using that. I would suggest if you can, logging in at least once in a while on a laptop. I'm not sure if everything is as functional on a mobile device. It's pretty good, but you know, when I build a course, I build it using a laptop, so you know, I don't know if everything will show up as clearly. But anyways, we can figure that out as we go along. All right, so here's the home page. It's got some details. There's a welcome video to watch if you're you probably already watched that actually. So hopefully there'll be a to-do list, things that are coming up, right? Remember, this is an 8-week summer course, so things move very quickly. There's some information about it being an online course, right? Remember, the deadline for work is Sunday nights. I have my week structured Monday to Sunday, so the new week starts on a Monday, like the first week of the course, June 8th, Monday, June 8th, and then that week will wrap up and everything that's been assigned that week is due by that Sunday at 11:59 p.m. Right, so let's see if we go down, Fasttrack Course. Remember, this is an 8-week course, so that means, you know, usually in you know, the fall or spring semester we would have 18 weeks. Well, more like 17 because there's no final exams, but whatever, 18 weeks, do all this work, and we're doing it in 8 weeks. That means we're moving at about twice the normal pace, right? And your first story is actually due in the 3rd week. It says 2nd week here. I'll have to go and edit that. Week 3 we'll be doing peer editing and turning in our first story for the semester. So we move very quickly, right? We're doing several stories and texts every week. So please do keep on track of that. A little bit about me, my role as an instructor. If you need help with course content, there's a help discussion forum, my email address. As I note here, the modules tab, I'll show you that in a second, the most important part on the website. And expect success, right? So as I say in my welcome video, it doesn't matter if you're an experienced creative writer or if you don't think of yourself as creative, that's totally fine. This is not, I'm not testing you to see if you're worthy of this. This is for you to work on your skills in creative writing. And you know, these are transferable skills. So even if you don't plan on becoming a short story writer or a writer, creative writer, practicing your writing is always useful. So let's take a look at the tabs. Hopefully you're familiar with Canvas. If not, that's fine. Announcements. There will be, I make announcements from time to time. Usually I have an announcement at least once a week. Nothing right now, but just updates, reminding you of deadlines, things like that. You can click on this link to look through assignment or announcements that I've made throughout the semester. Assignments, this will have a list of all the different assignments. I don't know if you'll see all the assignments as I do. Well, yeah, I think you see the same kind of view, and it's got it in chronological order. So you can see there's a lot of like little stuff that we'll be doing. It looks like a ton, but you know, most of this stuff is worth like 1% or 1.5% of your final grade. So you know, we do a lot of small pieces of work in this course, right, to keep us engaged in discussing stuff. Discussions, this can take you to the discussions. There's not much here yet, just the first week, and then the help forum, and then some instructions for discussion engagement. You can look over your grades. Right, you can see what you're getting, and broken out into different categories. All right, quizzes, you can look at the quizzes. Syllabus is here. Syllabus is also, and let me just take you here right away, the modules page. This is the most important page on Canvas by far. This is the one I use to organize a course. Everything you need to read and submit, all the assignments, all the discussion forums, all this stuff is linked here on the modules page. This is how I organize a course. So you have module 0, this is just information about the course, and there will be things like this how-to video will be here. This is where you're finding it. There'll be more stuff in the module 0, as I call it, the course orientation material. week 1, which we're starting in, right? This has got, and I've broken it down into 4, I guess 5 categories. There's always an overview where I'll have a brief video transcript just describing what we're doing that week, what the focus is, going over the stuff. There's the readings. This includes, the video lectures that I post, material from the online textbook that we're using. You're expected to read. And then journals. Every week you'll be doing at least 1 journal, usually 2. And usually you'll be doing 1 kind of longer journal, just asking you to do certain tasks, and then 1 that I'm calling a quick write, where you have 30 minutes to just respond to the prompt that I provide you. You don't have to use all of the 30 minutes, but you have just 30 minutes in order to quickly write in response and come up with a little snapshot or a little sketch of a character or something like that. There's different tasks as we go through the semester. So there's at least 1, usually 2 journals every week, and then discussions. There's usually 2. The first week there's an extra discussion just because we have introductions, but there's usually 2, sometimes only 1 discussion. We'll be using a program called, or an application called Perusal for most of our discussions. That's what this little symbol indicates here. This is a regular kind of discussion forum. We have a couple of those, but mostly we'll be using something called Perusal. And I have a separate video talking you through Perusal, so take a look at that. It's a very user-friendly application. I used it last semester extensensively in all my classes, and everybody seemed to like it a lot. I had a couple people who didn't like it at first, but everybody came around to it. So there's another video about that you can take a look at. And then there's another category, other activities. So this has instructions for our first major story that we're writing, and other things that don't fall under these categories will be there. Okay, so that's how I've structured every week. If you come down here to week 2, you can see readings, more discussion. This time's like 2, a couple journals, another quick write, the activities that are due that week. So your proposal is due in week 2, and then I have information about these other tasks that are due later in the semester, right? Come down here to week 3. Week 3 is a little bit lighter in terms of reading, discussion, and journals, because we'll be doing peer editing for story number 1. So your focus in weeks 3 and I think it's 6, 6 are the peer editing and getting your final draft of your story finished. So they're a little lighter in other stuff, but that's the structure that I use when I'm structuring the weekly modules for this course. It's pretty, I like to try to keep it predictable, right? You always know the kind of breakdown of the work you're going to get every week, so you can plan and think about that ahead of time. I'm still in the process of loading some stuff up, so this is incomplete, but this is, as you can see, week 8 is a bit different because we're wrapping up the course and it's a short week, so I didn't use the same structure, but that is how things are structured, and this is, again, the most important page on Canvas for this course. Everything you need is linked here. You can find syllabus, you can find discussion forums that are linked, right? Journals, discussions, all the major activities. You don't really need to ever go to assignments or discussion or quizzes, right? All this stuff is here, right? The other tab you might want to use is maybe announcements or home to get some basic information. But really, this is your main page. Even Perusal we'll be using, right? If you click on this journal, it'll take you to a link to the Perusal site to engage with this discussion, discussion right here. So the story, say the story of an hour, right? Okay, so that's about it. Please do click around on Canvas, take a look. If you have any questions, email me. I'd be happy to answer them. Thank you very much.